Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing today? Today is going to be a little bit different. We're going to actually take some questions and answers, and I'm going to show you a little bit about setting up a Google Hangout. Um, we're going to talk to, we're going to kind of chat back and forth on the comments. So this one may take a little time as far as what we're learning. A lot of times, I try to set things up so you get a lot of information without a lot of fumbling around. You get on some of these webinars and people are just fumbling around everywhere, and if you're sitting there having to watch them do this kind of stuff, and I try not to do those kind of hangouts. A lot of times I don't even have people on my hangouts because, you guys, I'm sure you watched hangouts and somebody coughs and then the picture goes that way and then somebody's eating, and, unless you get somebody really good that says everybody mute out, until I call you. It's kind of weird, and I really don't like that. When I'm presenting, I don't want distractions. If I see my screen flicking around, then, that kind of distracts me. So those are a couple things you might think about when you're doing, especially guys, if you're just starting, to do Google Hangouts, you want to, just go slow, have useful information, and, you don't want those kind of distractions right away. Unless you're good with presenting people and, you're good at distractions, but most people aren't. They have to feel their way in. Maybe do yourself a couple short hangouts. 12-minute, whatever, 15 minutes, just to get things across. And guys, I tell you, the best way to maybe use a Google Hangout is to show somebody how to do something. And just get the feel for it, and don't even invite anybody to it, because sometimes people come on, if you go into some of these things, it shows up on your Google Plus. So what happens is other people see it, and if that happens, they may jump on right away when you set it up. So that could happen too. Let me make sure this is working, because I see maybe a problem. Maybe I didn't do something. All right. Give me 1 second. Let me check something. What happened? Let's see. Okay, I see myself. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm talking. I guess I'm good. Oh, let's see. All right, guys. So let me get back. All right. Just want to make sure, because the viewer that's supposed to be on isn't on, and she just said that she was on, so I'm not really sure what's going on. Anyway, guys, let's talk about how you can get the best value out of this setup here. So let me share my screen so I can show you around a little bit. All right, guys. That's kind of funny seeing myself there. So I have a special app that I use. So if you're on YouTube right this minute, let me look at this real quick. So I set up a special page for this, and I pretty much do this every time I do a Google Hangout because I want to make sure that you get the best results and the best value out of what I'm trying to give you here today. And it also, helps my team. I set my team up with one of these pages, and it helps their people to, go through the page a little bit and find out, what's going on. So I set this page up. It goes through Facebook. The reason I did this is because the comments are a lot better. They're a lot faster, and I can comment with people, when we're going back and forth very easily. So I also set some of the things that we sell, we market, and this stuff is information, how to make money, how to get tons of traffic, how to make lead magnet pages, stuff like that. These are the things that, you're going to click on here. Tools, these are tools that I use, maybe not used today, but throughout some of the Hangouts that you may see, these pages pretty much stay the same. And a lot of times, if my team is on here, they have a page exactly like it, with their links on it. And, basically they promote people. They promote the people to come to this Hangout, and, we just share what we know and help people out. So there's links here for tools that we use, we're not really here to sell those tools, but it's tools that we use. We know they're good, and products and stuff that we have here, we know they're good, and we want to let you know, because a lot of times people, especially when they're first getting started, is how do you pick a product and how do you know it's good, and different things like that. Well, these products that we have for you, or the buttons there, the orange buttons, that is information that's going to help you with your business, plus it's got a product connected to it, and we know these are good products, so we actually promote them right here. This landing page creator, we did a webinar, or actually did 3 webinars on creating a campaign. That particular landing page creator for the price is so awesome. I mean, it's like I was paying $297 for the same exact thing. There was a little bit of an upgrade, but the upgrade on the other one I wasn't even using. So it's the same to me, the same exact thing. If you're here and maybe this is your first time, or you've been here before and missed one of our webinars, you can click and join the group here. You can come down to the YouTube and subscribe to the YouTube channel, so you'll get all the Hangout notifications and stuff, whatever you would like to do. But if you go to the group, we're going to go over here. This is the group. You can join the group, and right here in this file area, you're going to see all the if you click this, you'll see all of the Hangouts. So Debbie, if you want to find that Hangout about the keyword, it's down there at the bottom, right here. Getting results, keyword results. This was the last week's webinar, and this is this week's right here because I just put it up there. So that's how you find out, and you can join the group. Debbie, you're already a part of the group, so you just need to find it. It's called Make Money from Home. And let me get back here. So there's other places like traffic sources that we have here on this page. You know, I just want to make you aware of the stuff that we try to help you out with, and you know, these things that you can get results with. We probably did Hangouts on these things, and you know, you can go through them. I'm running an ad right now through the traffic agency. Here, you can get $20 free. You don't have to pay nothing. You can use their $20 for however long it lasts. I think it lasted me pretty close to a month. Because I wasn't really, you know, really slamming it or nothing. And you can start learning some PPC. So that's how you get around here. And you can actually see the webinar. Actually, it's a Hangout. You can see the Hangout throughout the week. And then, you know, the next Thursday, which today is Monday, we're doing this because I have an appointment on Thursday I can't get out of. But, you know, every Thursday we do this. So the thing is up there for replay. If you want to watch it again for some reason, you know, you're trying to figure something out and I'm showing you how to do it and you want to watch it again, it's up there all week. So that's that. Now, I want to go from there and I want to show you. Let me make sure I got everything here today. All right, so I want to show you how to set up a Google Hangout. So let's go here. Whoops. Let's go to, if you know how to get into your YouTube channel, which you should, you get up here and you hit this Creator Studio. And this is kind of like your dashboard in the back. So what you're going to do, now there's two ways to do this. You can do it through YouTube and you can also do it through G+. It's a little more confusing doing it through G+, but you can do it there. And that's how I used to do it until I watched a webinar and found out that I could do it this way. So right here, there's a button that you can push and it gives you extra things under your video manager, different categories here. So what we want is live events. So I got this one right here. This is the one we're on right now. But I want to, I don't know if I can do this. Yeah, I think I can. I hope this don't mess nothing up, but let's see. So this is the one we're on. And when you want to get the link, you can come here and side click it and say copy link address. Or you can click that and go to the main, you know, go to it on YouTube and click it. And you know, copy it from up here, the URL thing. So what we want is, I'm going to set up next week's event. So I'm going to click that. And the reason I like this, guys, is because I can put my keywords in and put everything and set everything up. You want to leave this alone unless you have, you know, some kind of streaming thing, which I know nothing about, so I'm not even going to talk about that. All right. So what we want to do is we want to put a title. You know, I don't know if I want to set this up because I don't even know what I'm going to talk about next week. But I will go through it for you guys. You put a title in here. All right. You, depending on what day, if you're going to do this for next week, then you would change this to whatever day it is going to be. And then you'd come up here and change, you know, pick your hour that you're going to start. Okay. Now, I never put an ending time, you know, because I never know when it's going to end. This is already preset, but it's actually wrong. and then you put your tags in there. You know, like today, we're doing one on the Google Hangouts, and I'll show you that in a second. Let me get this, and then you can come to the advanced and pick whatever category you want. Generally, they put you in one, and say it's a how-to. You know, you want to put it in how-to thing, and the rest of the stuff I pretty much leave alone. All you have to do after that is hit go live, and you're all set. That's pretty much how you set it up. Now we'll go into this one because it's set up. All right, so it's basically the same thing. And see these right here, Hangout. If you go through Google Plus, then generally these are the first keywords up here. That's why I like going through YouTube. And then when you come back to your YouTube channel next week, you know, it'll be there, and you just, you know, click edit. So basically, I put a description in here that I usually use for these Hangouts. You know, it tells them about the special page, just like we went through a few seconds ago. On a smaller scale, and then this line right here, I have to usually generally, you know, do every week because the title changes all the time. So it says today we'll talk about, you know, setting up a Google Hangout and questions and answers. Come and join the fun. And then, you know, I tell them a little bit about, you know, if you have questions, because this is about, you know, questions and answers. And then here I tell them, I give them a warning that that webinar is going to be there only for a week. And, you know, guys, these Hangouts could be out there for, I don't know, 15 years. So if somebody clicks on it and they expect that webinar to be there, it's not going to be. So I try to tell them about that. You can put a message in here for that. Make sure it's on public because mine's preset for unlisted. And make sure you fill out your keywords. This is going to help you, especially if you set it up a week in advance. This may bring in some people. And then save your changes. Okay. So then when you want to get back in, this is what it looks like when it's, you know, sitting there waiting. So when you want to get back in there, or, hey, if you have a problem, you know, say, I don't know, maybe the electric pops off, your computer goes down, you can always come back and say resume Hangout. And that's a big plus right there. So living control room, I don't mess with that. The button would be right here. It's not going to say resume because we're already on. It'll say, you know, Hangout, and you push the button and you can start your Hangout. Let's see. What else can I tell you? I know. Let me see here. That's about it for that. Let me check. I do want to go through the Google Hangout thing. All right, no problems yet. Everything's good. Let me know in the comments. I'll check in a second. So now there is a way that you can go through G+. I hate all this stuff. G+. All right, see it, put this up. Let's see. You come over here to home. And you go down here to Hangouts. So this is the second way, guys. I haven't done this for a while, so if I stumble on my butt here a little bit, you know. So let's see. Hangouts on air. Oh gosh, it changed it. Okay, start a Hangout. So this is what you want to find. Start a Hangout. So you would click that, fill out your information. Basically, it's kind of like the other page. This one asked for an audience. If you have an audience on G+, you can put this here. See, it only gives you the title and the description. It has nothing to do with the keywords, and I like mine set up. The next page is going to give you the time, and you're going to set all that up. It's basically the same as the video one here. See, it gives you your title and description, and then the next page will give you the time that you want, if you want to add anybody to your circles and stuff like that. But it's basically the same. And then for Google Hangout or Google Plus, they have links over here on the side, and those are the links that at least one of them will be the one that you use for your Hangout. I haven't used that for a while, like maybe 3 or 4 months, because I watched that webinar and I really like doing it this way. I would suggest doing it this way because it's a lot easier. You don't have to fiddle around. And if your YouTube is hooked to your G+, like it probably is, then all your videos and stuff are going to be here anyway. Just like you saw mine in the beginning. See, it's set up right there. And then yesterday I did a video yesterday, or it was late last night when I did a video here. So, your G+ picks up all your videos, which is a plus. You don't have to go putting them anywhere. I think they put them in a profile. Yeah, there's all my videos. So this one here will probably get a picture after we're done, because these are the other Hangouts, and I guess here's another way you could actually see all the videos is on my G+ account. All right, guys. So really not that hard. Now, all right. See, I can't show. I can tell you this. I think one of the hardest things about the Hangout is the let me stop sharing for a second. All right, the hardest thing on the Hangout is pretty much the sharing of the screen. It's kind of weird, and when you have an app like I have there, I can always go back and make sure that it's working. Or if you have another computer or iPad or a tablet where you can actually interact with yourself, go to the link so it's working, then it's working. Because everybody that uses this stuff, even though they know how to do it, they could still mess up. So I know you can't see this, but when you're at the presenter's screen, where I'm at right now, where I'm shooting this, and you can see me, there is on the left-hand side some different things that you can do. Now, I don't mess with too much of them. I just pretty much do a straight presentation type thing. But there is something. It's the third one down. It's a green arrow, and it says screen share. So to set this up, got a little ahead of myself. To set this up, we're going to put some pages up. Now, I use Google Plus. You could use anything you want, but I try to use Google's tools, because Google is basically one of the top search engines, and they got the money to put out good tools. So I use Chrome, and I use, a lot of the Google stuff. And what you want to do is whatever you're going to present is put it in the background on the tabs on, like, say, Google, sorry, Chrome. You say like I did today. All right, I had YouTube set up, and I had the Ideal Online Facebook app. I had it up, and let me see if I had something else. Oh yeah, I had I had my Facebook group up. So I had a couple different things. So when you hit that button, you just click on it, and what happens is it's going to come up and say, share your screen, Google plus Hangout. All right. And one here says entire screen. Now I think you can set it up where it will go to just one screen that you have. Maybe you have two browsers up, like I generally use two browsers. So you can set it up that way, but I always use the entire screen. You come down here and hit share, and it kind of, I know you guys seen this before, but it kind of funnels back. All right. So when it does that, you come down to whatever browser you're in, say Chrome or Safari or, Firefox, whatever you're in. And there's probably going to be two pages down there. You're going to see the two different pages. One is going to be this screen that, with me on it, or you. And one is going to be the tabs. It's going to be your regular browser in the back. So that's the one you want to find. And, don't worry about fumbling around, because people don't actually see all that. When you change it over, then it, pops in. That's how you share your screen. It's pretty easy. And let me warn you about one thing, because this has happened to me, and I want to make sure I give you all the information I can. All right, give me a sec. All right. So if you do a presentation on, like, Word, what's it called? PowerPoint. If you do, say you do a presentation on PowerPoint, here's what I used to do, guys. I'd have it up on my screen in PowerPoint, but it wasn't saved. And every time I would go to that, nobody would see that. I would share it, and it'll be a black screen. You have to save it, and then you can pull it up after that. So that's something, I used to set it up, and, I really didn't need to save it because it was just for this presentation. I didn't want it anyway after I was done. But you do have to save it for sharing it. So that's I hope that's a great pointer for you. I know that's something that, happened to me quite a few times before I figured it out. It always is good to have a friend on your Facebook, your Google Hangout, to let you know, hey, the screen share didn't work. Your volume's off, something. Especially the first couple times you do this. But really, it's really a great thing if you have a friend or a marketer or somebody that can be with you every time you do a Google Hangout. They don't have to be on the screen with you, but if they're on the other end, let's say the viewer, as long as they have that, and maybe Skype or something like that, or a phone would work, anything that will, you can they can call you and say, hey, I can't even hear you. Your microphone is not working, or it's off, or something. Maybe even the picture. One day I did this a webinar, and I don't know what's going on, but the camera didn't work, and then I got all the way done. With the presentation, I said, oh, heck with it. I'll just start the screen share, because you don't really need to see me. And, then what I did is, when I got off the screen share, it came up. I was like, I couldn't believe that. So, things are going to happen. I'll let you know that now. Start slow. You can actually mess around with it. You can screen share without being online. So where this button at the bottom says stop or start broadcast, you don't have to start the broadcast for you to screen share and mess around with it. That's something that I don't know if a lot of people know that or not, but that's something that should help you. You can start messing around with it a little bit before you actually have to do it live. Because once you're live, guys, there isn't no pause and then replay. You're on. So whatever you say, that's it. You can either just go through it faster, or you know what I mean. You just kind of just smooth sail through that mistake that you made or whatever, and just go from there. Don't let it get you all upset. Just that's what I do. I just make a mistake. I just keep on going, because people are going to catch it. They will. I mean, I've been on, webinars and stuff where, people make a misspelled word and then they're like, what? They're trying to show you something about domains or something and setting it up on HostGator or whatever. And they're wondering, why doesn't this work? And we're all probably sitting there, why you spelled that wrong, But, when you're on there, it's like you get a little frazzled, because you don't understand why it's not working and it should have worked. And this was easy and you know what you're doing and what the heck. So that's what could happen to you. Just don't worry about it. That's my motto. Don't worry about nothing. Just do it. A few other things, pointers that I could give you as far as doing Google Hangouts. Don't do it on your bed. Really. I see that a lot where people are sitting there or standing on their bed. Find there's a wall somewhere. Find a wall and put it on there. Or you might have a nice living room or something. Who cares about seeing the furniture as long as it's, I've been on webinars where the background is a bunch of junk. It's like they're out there in a garage or something, and they're by their shelves or something, and there's a bunch of junk on there. You want to present yourself as being professional. You don't want, man, this could be out there for like the next 20, 30 years. And, you don't want to be sitting where the background is terrible. Put yourself, hey, if you don't have, white walls will work great. Lighting is a little bit important too. What I did is I bought one of those photographer setup type things. And I have like a black screen here. I have white, I have green, the fluorescent green for green screen. And I have a couple lights here on each side. I can't remember really what I paid for it. It was maybe it was a little over $100 or so. I can't, like I said, I really don't remember, but it was worth it. And heck, I may get kicked out of my office here if my wife ends up teaching at home. She's trying to get a job, virtual school, and when that happens, then I can't do these hangouts and stuff here because will be doing that. So I'm going to move somewhere else. But hey, I'm going to take it with me. I'm going to just set it up, and actually it'll probably be better for me. We have an extra room, and it's being used right now, but sooner or later it's going to be empty, and I'm going to go in there actually just so I can have my own office and stuff. But yeah, make the background nice. Even though mine's black, I have the white. You could put white in background. If anything, find a sheet or something and hang it. If you got a bunch of junk in the garage, hang the sheet somehow and kind of like stretch it out a little bit so it don't look like there's just a sheet there, that's something that, I notice on some webinars that I think, you can improve. You want to get results. That's what we're about, right? Well, I'm giving you the tips to do that. Let's see. Other things that you could improve on. Background. Useful information. All right. Here's something else. I'll go back to that. When I started this, I gave my Hangouts, especially if you're going to do weekly, I gave my Hangouts a name, Getting Results. It wasn't make money now. I see that a lot, in my email and stuff. People do not want to be sold. And if it has money in it, to me, that means when you go to that webinar that you're just going to get, slammed with, join me now type stuff. So I try not to do those things. I did set up a nice page with links and stuff. But guys, if you know me, I set up lead magnets for you guys so you get lots more information on the subject you want. If it's traffic, if it's make money, whatever. I really only promote, actually right now I'm only promoting 3 or 4 things. That's it. I'm not one of those guys that, okay, this week I'm going to just slam them with this promotion and next week I'll slam them with another. I'm not like that. I find a product, and when it's good and I'm getting results and everything, then I know that you could get results and it's going to help you. That's what I stick with. I don't jump around from this to that to this to that. Actually, the landing page creator that we talked about in the last 3 Hangouts, I've had that since whenever he came out with it. I think it was in September, and I didn't promote it. And a lot of people say, well, you should have promoted it while it was, coming in. Yeah, maybe I should have, but I didn't know enough about it, and I don't like to, just push something. I know the guy pretty good, and I bought other stuff from him, so I probably could have promoted it. I just wasn't ready at that time to promote it. And so, it just didn't happen that way, but it is a great product. So I talk about landing pages and lead magnets and stuff like that all the time. Why not promote something that I know is really going to help you? Why not? So I did, so that, that's how I pick my products. I don't just go and pick a product like, we all teach you. I have to actually like the product. I have to use the product. I have to make sure that it's going to help you. Just like anything that's on that page, it's all helped me, so I know it's going to help you. All right, so useful information. When you do a Hangout, got to give some good value. I try to, and sometimes, my friend's on here right now. She's been in several businesses with me, and I had asked her, I said, listen, I'm running out of things to do. I don't know what to do. What are you having problems with? So she told me a few things yesterday, and I said, okay, we'll go over those. So this is kind of a question answer type, but most of this is about getting yourself set up on a Google Hangout, and really what you should do, and some of the tips that that I have that I can give you. That's basically it. But yeah, useful information. Do something that's going to help other people. Another thing, don't worry about the money. Yes, we are marketers. Yes, you need to have a action at the end, call to action at the end. We are marketers. We do have to make money, but don't make the whole Hangout about money. People don't like that. And most of them are probably, if you guys are sitting there, you're probably sitting there like wondering how much this is going to cost. It isn't going to cost anything. What I give you is information. There is something attached to that. If you buy it, that's fine. And if you don't, that's fine, because I know my percentages of the people that come through and check out the information and like what they see. I will make sales. So I don't have to worry about it. And that's what you don't. You don't have to worry about what your sales are going to be. Because if you start worrying about it, then people will see that really. And they'll say, all right, this guy is hard up for some money or something. So don't be like that. You know, give people value. I was on a webinar the other day. Sorry, my mouth is really dry today. And the guy said, it's for the traffic course. I am in that traffic course. I am an elite member. I'm a partner. I have, you know, everything to do with that course because it's the best. It really is. So, lost my train of thought there, guys. Oh, so he says to us as elite members, all right, we are the cream of the crop. He believes in us, and he wants us to succeed, just, you know, like I do. I want you to get results, but he wants us to succeed, and he's got a ton more money than I do, guys. But, you know, he's got a very nice setup, and for the elite members, he tries to do a lot of good stuff for us, and the stuff that's really coming up is really awesome. So what he said the other day is what I'm trying to get to is he said, if I can give you $10 worth of information or, you know, anything, tools and whatever he had, $10, I don't mind charging you a penny. So you can take that for what it is. Give people a lot of value. And it'll come back to you, guys. It'll come back. You know, keep on working on the mindset. Every hangout I have, I got a little, you know, pinch of that mindset because people don't want to hear a lot of it. But guys, you have to work on yourself, because if you're working out there somewhere, if you're watching the news, you're getting a bunch of negative feedback into you. And man, don't watch the news at night before you go to bed. That's really terrible. So there's too much negativity there. You know, I always say this, Les Brown says, a negative stroke is 16 times more powerful than a positive stroke. So it's going to take you 16 times longer. So if you're working on yourself a lot more than, you know, you're watching the news and all that crap, you'd be a lot better off. You have plenty of time to do that, guys. You drive to work, listen to personal development. You drive home, you listen to personal development. A lot of times you guys can, you know, have headphones on while you're working. Man, you could be listening to that all day long and getting all that good information. And listen to it over and over and over again. I listen to a lot of these people 20, 30, 40, 100 times, you know. If you really like the presenter, you're going to listen till he just, you know, totally bores you to death, I guess, because I'm still listening. I put things on, like my car's got a USB, you know, USB. So I record all the stuff. I get it off of YouTube and change it into an MP. You know, if it's a video, I'll change it into an MP3 and put it on that. And when I'm driving around, I listen to it. And other than that, I got my little iPod, you know. When I'm exercising, I'm listening to it. If I go outside, and as long as I'm not running any kind of motors or anything and I can hear, you know, I listen to it, because the more I put in, the better off I am. You know, I used to be a really super negative person, and heck, I had a lot of problems when I first come in here, And, I've read some books, and all this listening to stuff has genuinely helped me out, and it'll help you too. My wife is actually trying to lose some weight right now, so she joined up with somebody on the internet, and basically all the stuff the lady is telling her is the same stuff I've been telling her, but she's got to hear it from somebody else. But it's just the same stuff, because a lot of stuff that you're dealing with is in your mind. If you're addicted to cigarettes, or if you're addicted to anything, there's lots of addictions, sugar. A lot of people eat sweets, and I'm one of them. That's my bad thing. There's all kinds of stuff. I used to have anxiety, got rid of that. At least I have it under control big time. Every once in a while, when I'm tired out, I get a little bit of it, if something really seriously happens or something. Sometimes things come back. Sometimes when I'm around a lot of people, things like that happens, especially if I don't know anybody. Those kind of situations, I know you felt that, that when you go into school dances or something, maybe you feel very awkward. Well, that's how I feel. So those are some things that you can do to help yourself get results. Let's see. I have to share my screen again because I got to check the comments. No, I guess I don't. I could probably pull this down. All right. Yeah, you could use this title. Create a weekly paycheck. I don't know, you could use it, but here's what I'd think. I would get a notebook out and try to think about 20 different ideas. Write them down, or as many as you can, and write them down. And, seriously think about it for a day or two, where you're focused on that, and see if, maybe something else might pop up. Because, a lot of times when I'm doing ads and stuff, I put titles down. When I'm doing landing pages, I showed you that before, where I write a lot of stuff down on my notepad, which you could do that too. And Notepad++, what I do is sometimes even when I'm putting it on the page, I will change it. It's just something pops into your head, and that will, maybe change the way you worded it, or just change it overall. Maybe something else will just click, and it'll change whatever you're doing. But I would pick some kind of title that, especially if you're going to do a weekly show, and kind of stick with it. What's going to help. I think you're into mailing, so what's going to help your mailing? What's going to help your customer? Sometimes it's not just a fancy name. A lot of times we do try to pick, like one of my lead magnets is called The Easy Way to 10K. We try to pick fancy names because that's what gets attention. And now they're talking about, an interrupted product, what's going to interrupt people. So that's probably going to be the new word out there, what's going to interrupt people to check out that Hangout. So what I would do is you put that one down and try to think about, maybe as many as you can. Take a couple days, it's no hurry. Take a couple days and see what else you can come up with. So Debbie, you got anything else? I'm going to wait here. Let me look here. All right. I know you wanted to learn a couple other things, but I really got to go right now. So I'm going to close this out, and we'll do it again next week. Maybe we'll get together and do another question and answer type thing with another subject, because I know you wanted to learn about follow-ups. I just don't have the time to go into all that. So, you know, guys, go to this page, and, you know, maybe it might be one of my team members, because what happens is we can clone these. You know, once you join me, I kind of help you out, and we clone this page, and we get yourself set up on, you know, your links that you're actually promoting. And so, you know, these guys spent money to get traffic to bring you here to this page, to give you the value that we give. And, you know, it's worth at least a few minutes of your time to check out what's on the page. You know, maybe click a couple of these links and get some more information, you know, on what we are doing here. So guys, that's all I have for you today. Debbie, we will carry on with this next week, because I know you had some more stuff that you wanted me to go over, but I really have to go now. And guys, I really appreciate you. Check me out on YouTube, join the group, get the Hangouts that we've done before. And guys, you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next week.